see you soon. Thank you. Our top story this hour is the problem in the emerging markets. They're getting worse. The Indian rupee fell to a record low. Indonesian stock markets hammered. Turkey has also raised a key interest rate. None of this is good. All this to halt the slide in its currency. Asian stocks overall are taking a beating as well, partly because of the concerns that the U.S. central bank might slow its stimulus. Global investors originally invested in developing economies in search of higher returns because rates were low here. Now, the same folks are worried about U.S. interest rates rising and money is being pulled out of emerging markets. India and Indonesia also took the brunt of the sell-off, and analysts are worrying that there's a domino effect that could spread to other emerging markets. Joining me here in the studio is Saruhan Hatipolu, CEO of Berry Consulting. Saruhan, good to see you.
See you too, Phil.
The last couple of weeks, we have a problem. What is going on in emerging markets? I mean, nothing has changed. We knew that the Fed was going to cut back, but why this sort of fear that's taken place in the emerging economies?
Well, I don't think it's only the Fed that has done the tapering announcement that caused the problems in the emerging markets. There's a slowing down in China, and China used to buy a lot of products from emerging markets. So China is slowing down. And finally, there was some kind of a belief about political stability in emerging markets that has been there for the past 2 years. Now that's gone with what's happening in Egypt, Indonesia, South Africa, Turkey. We can increase the examples, actually. So all these things put together created the perfect storm and scared away the investors. Now the problem is, or the question we need to answer is, I guess, is this a temporary setback or is it a problem with the fundamentals? I think that's going to matter quite a bit in terms of what's going to happen next.
This slowdown in China from 9% to 8% to, 7, in the low 7s to mid 7s. Obviously, it has an impact on countries like Australia, who export a lot of commodities, but it also has an impact, to greater Asia as well. You look at Indonesia, sure. Thailand. I mean, there's little mini hubs of manufacturing. How does the slowdown in China impact those countries, and is it a big enough deal where they need to really panic over it, or are the economies diversified enough to where they can overcome it?
Well, if the problem was only slowing China, that would not be a big problem. Emerging markets would actually recover. But again, all these three things coming together with the U.S. interest rates about to rise, political instability taking place, and the governments that are taking kind of interesting policy measures toward these problems is what's creating the problem. Enter Indonesia, we're talking about, right? The fuel subsidies were cut in June, right? And the gas prices rose 40%, about 40% actually. That created a lot of controversy in the country. Foreign investors are scared because they remember 1998 Suharto regime and what happened to it.
The Asian crisis. I want to just stay right here for a second. I want to talk about Malaysia and we're going to come back to you.